Yo, what's good, everybody? Welcome back to L Dubs Boxing. You know what I'm saying? We back again with another weekend recap. You know what I'm saying? Got some news and notes we're going to cover. We know this wasn't a crazy fight week as far as what happened in the ring, but we got a bunch of news and notes we're going to definitely cover. Before I get into everything, I want to salute everybody coming through the building. Make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. You can follow me on my social media scrolling across the bottom. Tap into the website, ldubsboxing.com for sure. So we're gonna get into it, man. It's always boxing, you know what I'm saying, but it's not like big time. So a lot of people probably kind of run away from it, but it was still fights. So I was definitely tapped in. So this card right here was from Friday night, Friday afternoon. So this was in France. You had two welterweight French contenders trying to vie for some higher rankings. You got David Papat, the southpaw. He fought Josh Wagner from Canada. I mean, this was pretty, it was like kind of one sided. It was competitive in a sense, but then Papat started to take over, counter punching. You know what I'm saying? As a southpaw, he was landing a lot of hard, clean shots. He ended up scoring a 7th round stoppage victory. You know what I'm saying? So that improves his record, and he's gonna get some high rankings. I think he's number 5 in the WBO. I think he's rated. He is one more he rated in, but that was a good win though. It put him in position, and I think he's rated in the IBF as well. I know Josh Wagner was like number 8. So with the welterweight division, the way it is right now, it's not really the top guys ain't fighting each other. So some of these guys, kind of French contender guys, they can get in the mix. As we've seen, like with Karen, that opens the door for guys like Karen and Papat to get into mandatory positions because we don't really see the top guys fighting. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. So yeah, welterweight division trying to get back on track since we lost all the top name guys who either retired or moved up to 154. So yeah. All right, here's this card in the UK. So Harlem Eubank, he had a tough win, you know what I'm saying, against this guy. Idanga. That was a tough fight. I was expecting him to probably do a little, have it more cleaner, but he ended up toughing out a decision win. This card was on Channel 5 in the UK. You know what I'm saying? Wasserman Boxing. Wasserman Boxing really been doing them Misfits cards with KSI and shit like that. So they haven't really been having a lot of cards like that. But as far as Eubank, he fights at 140 in the domestic scene over there in the UK. He can get in there with Adam Azam. Them guys supposed to fight. You know what I'm saying? It didn't work out. Dalton Smith, like guys like that. Even if we go to the Queensberry side with Pierce O'Leary, it's guys he can fight in the domestic scene. I'm not sure if Harlem is like a world level guy, but he got a victory though. Salute to him. So the biggest card of the weekend was on overtime Friday night. We had the overtime 154 tournament finals. We had the world title fight. You know what I'm saying? The young guys, David Lopez, he got a 1st round stoppage victory. Lugo, the big strong 168 pounder, he got a tough victory. Montgomery, he stopped his guy. He came in overweight, but he stopped his opponent. You know what I'm saying? But the title fight, with O'Shea Jones versus Femke Hermans. So, Femke coming into the fight was awkward. Had a lot of experience. She fought at 168. So she been around. She fought all the top female fighters, Carissa and Savannah Marshall. I think she fought Alicia Napoleon back in the day. So she been around, you know what I'm saying? So she's not, obviously, if you watch the fight and you've seen her fight before, she's not so technically sound. So that kind of, I think that goes against her sometimes because she be off balance a lot, switching from southpaw to righty. And sometimes some of them shots make it look more worse than it is. But O'Shea Jones was composed in this fight. She took her time. She wasn't really rushing. She wasn't going so crazy with the showboating. She did a couple of times when she dipped down, but it wasn't nothing crazy. I like her counter punching. Her counter punching was on point. Whether she landed hooks, or right hands, excuse me, left hands or right hooks. She was doing some good stuff, and she started going to the body midway point. I thought this fight was close. I thought O'Shea got out to a good start, and then the middle rounds, probably from like 5 through 8. You know what I'm saying? I thought Femke got into the fight. It was a close fight. O'Shea Jones got the victory. New IBF champion, new IBO champion at 154. So, it was a good fight. I don't know if it warrants. See, if you look at it, you would say run that shit back. But the way it's set up, I mean, Femke is not a big name. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, would it be a lot of bread to run that back? But she probably deserve a fight. Hopefully, she can get back in the mix. At the landscape at 154 for the ladies, so you got O'Shea, IBF, IBO, the WBC, and the WBO champion, unified champion, is Emma Kuzin. She from Slovenia. She was supposed to fight Cecilia Brækhus a couple of months ago, I think August, but she didn't have a visa in time. So that's a route maybe O'Shea can go, or another champion they have. Another champion is Mary Spencer. She's the WBA champion. Mary Spencer and O'Shea Jones has the same management group. You know what I'm saying? Split T. So I'm not sure if that's a fight they would make. They're gonna have to make it down the line if one of them ladies inspired to be undisputed. So I mean, it's some work. I mean, Cecilia Brækhus, if they can get her, I mean, that would be a tough fight too. Because Cecilia's crafty, and she know how to win fights. So we'll see. But yeah, that's a good win though for O'Shea. She dogged it out. I thought it was very close. You know what I'm saying? It was very close. I thought she may have edged it out, maybe a draw, but it wasn't like no robbery though. You know what I'm saying? To me, it was a close fight. Then the main event, so Brandon Adams versus Andreas Kakarakis. This is another good fight. These guys is fighting in the trenches the whole fight. Kakarakis is strong. He was pushing back Brandon Adams, which I expect him to try to do that, but I didn't think he was going to do it for a long stretch of the fight. I think that's, we know Kakarakis won the fight, but I think that's what won him, because the fight was fought at his pace. I felt like Brandon Adams, although he was doing a lot of great shit, he was. Like the way his defense was along the ropes, catching and shooting. He was landing a lot of clean shots on the inside. But the way it looked like, Kakarakis was in control. It was his type of fight. I felt like Brandon should have used the ring just a little bit just to make his punches more clear. When he started to do that late in the fight, it looked like a whole different fight. You feel me? So, he came up short. It was a real close fight. But Kakarakis moves on. He's the younger, fresher guy, I guess you can say. But Brandon Adams doesn't look too war-torn or nothing like that. I think he can still compete at 154. You know what I'm saying? But Kakarakis moves on. Now, he's the younger guy. And he got running shields behind him. So he's going to be in fun fights. You know what I'm saying? This is the way he fight, just to get in your chest and fight. So he's supposed to fight for the WBC silver title at 154. He won like 100K. You know what I'm saying? So that's good shit though. You know what I'm saying? He's supposed to fight this guy right here, the winner of this fight. This fight happened yesterday on ESPN Plus. Bakari versus Ryan. So Bakari won the WBC silver title. He landed a body shot in the 7th round to finish matters. And this is the fight that should be next. Kakarakis versus Bakari. Bakari he's an athletic, strong, fighter. You know what I'm saying? Fights out of France. Athletic build. Just me looking at the styles. If Kakarakis can put that pressure on him, I think Kakarakis win that fight. But we'll have to see. So yeah. So you got your build up and all that. All right, last one. So to the ladies. So this card was set up to lead to undisputed at 102 pounds. You know what I'm saying? This is a weight class a lot of people don't touch on. But we had a real good fight. Now the co-main event for the IBF title was canceled because Batqueat, she collapsed at the weigh-in. You know what I'm saying? I guess that 102 is crazy to make. So she collapsed, fight was canceled. So Yamanaka keeps her IBF, you know what I'm saying? But the main event, Tina versus Matsuda. Listen, this is Tina got out to a good start, scored a knockdown like in the first 20 seconds, 30 seconds. And then after that, it was all Tina. You know what I'm saying? Tina dominated the fight. She won a unanimous decision. So she is the WBC, WBA, and WBO, and Ring Magazine champion at 102 pounds. Now, Tina, I don't know if you guys like familiar, she fought Sanisa Estrada last year. That's her only loss. Sanisa all boxed her. She also beat Yo Valley. So Tina, you know what I'm saying? She should get some looks. If she can be undisputed in this weight class, and it's a solid weight class with a lot of small girls, what they don't talk about. You got put her up there with some of the top female fighters, and then she'll have an opportunity to maybe go back to 105, you know what I'm saying, and do some things. So I like it though. So this is going to lead to undisputed with Tina versus Yamanaka. That should be coming up sometime top of next year, maybe in Germany, maybe in Japan. So I like shit like this. I like when they try to unify the division, big or small division. I like it because it let us know who is really the number one fighter in that division. So I like it. Salute to the ladies. Opula LD in the building. What's good with you, bro? Salute to you. My bro Mike in the building. What's good, man? Appreciate you guys coming through. All right, then we'll get into some news and notes. Like I mentioned, that was a short, none too crazy fight week. So, former champion, former world champion Callum Smith, he'll be back. He's a late addition to the Sonny Edwards and Galal Ufad card, November the 30th in Birmingham in the UK. So, Callum Smith coming off of his first stoppage loss to Beterbiev back in January. That seemed like a long time ago because we haven't seen Callum Smith. I thought he was going to retire, honestly. But he's coming back in the 8-rounder. He fits in the light heavyweight division. Just get back. You know what I'm saying? You lost to the best guy. Get back, get a win because he's still dangerous. Callum Smith, dangerous, 6'3", catch and shoot left hook. I mean, he still can do some things in that division. And they got fighters in the UK in his division that he can fight. You got Joshua Buatsi would be a good fight. Anthony Yard, good fight. You know, maybe if you want to take a little step down, maybe Landon Arthur, you know what I'm saying, get back in the mix. Maybe he get in there with if Queensberry is doing that 5 versus Matchroom, maybe he can fight somebody like Willie Hutchinson. Be a good fight, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, get Callum Smith back in. If he still got something left, come on back, you know what I'm saying? Come on back and make one final run, and we'll see. We'll see what that leads them. Maybe even Dimitri Bivol. If we don't get the immediate rematch with Bivol and Beterbiev for undisputed, then maybe that's a fight. They both matchroom fighters, so it's a lot of possibilities for Callum Smith coming back. He just got to win on Saturday, and everything be straight. All right, so this is the Olympic gold medalist. Back to Jolov, you know, the big, tall southpaw, 6'7", two-time Olympic gold medalist, I believe. I know he just won the last one. He two-time. I don't even think he should have been in the second one, but it is what it is. But he about to continue his career at, heavyweight. He need to get in the mix. Excuse me. I think he's like 30, 31, whatever. I forgot his age, but he need to get in the mix. He'll be back February the 6th on the Eye of the Tiger show in Canada. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully he can make a run. Because he's dangerous. He's dangerous. 6'7" southpaw with punching power, good hand speed, good jab. Yeah, he get in the mix. While the heavyweight division is hot right now, let's see if we can get him in the mix for sure. You know what I'm saying? So it's good to see him back in the pro game. All right, ProBox, they announced a card for December the 11th. You know, ProBox been on the road this year. They also got another card like December, I think like December the 7th in Ireland, something like that. So they on the road. But you got Jonathan Cardozo versus Eduardo Ramirez. You know, Ramirez used to be on PBC. He's with Samson. You know, Samson and ProBox got a deal. But this is gonna be a fun fight. This is a lightweight. So y'all stay tuned. Y'all know the undercards are always like 50-50. So make sure you guys tap in. They announced that this week. Here's another announcement. So Eric Rosa, he's going to challenge and fight for the vacant WBA was a 108-pound title. You know what I'm saying? Now he was the regular champion at 105. He moved up, been having issues getting a fight. I know he was supposed to be on the undercard of Tank and Roach if they would have fought in December. He was going to be on the prelims, but of course that fight got moved to March. So his team got him this fight right here against Valdez, and this is a fight that Rosa should win from Dominican Republic. This card would be in the Dominican Republic December the 19th. You know what I'm saying? You can catch it on the Schwan Boxing YouTube channel. I like Rosa though. Rosa is training with Ismail Salas. He's a southpaw. He's not a big puncher to me, but he got good fast hands, good reflexes. He's a young guy. I think he's like 19 or 20, something like that. So yeah, he's going to challenge for the vacant WBA title. We got 2 vacant titles, and that's a nice little segue because the WBC, we got a fight made. At the top, you got Carlos Gonzalez from Venezuela, big puncher. He gave Kenshiro a tough ass fight in February this year. Real tough fight. Fight could have, we say this all the time, but that fight could have went either way. They both scored knockdowns, and Gonzalez finished strong. Kenshiro was looking like he was looking rough in that fight. And then he's facing Panya Pedistri. Pedistri was the WBC champion at 105 pounds, so he moved up to 08. And these guys gonna fight, I think it's December the 26th in Thailand. So it's a home game for Pedistri. You know what I'm saying? So we starting to get a clear picture at 108 because when Kenshiro moved up to 112, he vacated the WBC and WBA. So those titles are finally get fulfilled. The WBO title was fulfilled, you know what I'm saying, recently at this division. And the IBF is going strong. So, yeah, we'll see, though. I like this, though, because hopefully this can lead to maybe some unifications or bigger fights. So, we'll see what's up. Because this is another division, 108 pounds. They lost their star power with Kenshiro moved up. Jonathan Gonzalez moved up. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, get these guys in the mix for sure. All right, Andrew Gray, what's good with you, bro? Salute. All right, so this right here, the rematch for one of the best fights of the year. You got Fernando Martinez versus Kazuchika Aoka. These guys unified the division at 115, WBA and IBF. They're gonna run it back December the 31st. So they just announced that card. They just made an announcement this week. So it will only be for one title, the WBA. The IBF was vacated by Martinez. He didn't want to fight his mandatory. He wanted to get a bigger bag and run it back with Aoka, which was a very good, close fight. You know what I'm saying? The scorecards was a little wide for me, but it was a good fight, though. So, I think, Aoka, he's one of those guys. He's all, he does well in rematches. He always fight on New Year's Eve. So this is a fight that he probably can turn around, but this guy Martinez is so awkward and quirky. He's strong. He's still hungry and younger. So it's gonna be a tough fight, no doubt. And he good at rematches too. You see what he did to Cajas, beat him pretty clear. So yeah, that's a good fight. And we know this is an important fight for the division because we got Ben Rodriguez in there as a WBC champion. He looked spectacular in his last fight against Guevara, mandatory. So he looking to unify. And then the WBO champion, Kofi, they talking about him fighting Chocolatito in March. So maybe this can speed up the price. You know what I'm saying? Because this would be the next biggest fight. The winner of this versus Bam is the next biggest fight in the division. The IBF is vacant. Those guys about to fight for that. Perez and Francisco, they about to fight for that in December. So it opened up some things. For if Bam want to be undisputed, he gotta go the long way. He gotta go fight all the champions. You know what I'm saying? So it would have been a quicker route if the IBF. If Martinez would have vacated his IBF, it would have been a quicker route to undisputed. But hey, if you want it, Shit, go the long route. I think he can do it. So here's another card that was announced last week. This is the full card. This is Natasha Jonas and Havana Harbison. They're in a unification at the welterweight division, WBC and IBF. So it's a good fight, for Natasha Jonas to become unified in this division. She had a tough fight with Michaela Mayer in January, and we ain't heard from her since, other than commentary. They was trying to make that rematch, it didn't happen. Michaela went on to win to beat Sandy Ryan in another close fight. So yeah, we didn't get that rematch, but this is another opportunity for Natasha to become a unified. Now we got Lauren Price on the card. Lauren Price is the WBA champion at welterweight. I think she's the IBO. I think she Ring Magazine because she beat Jessica McCaskill. So the winners of these welterweight championship fights, they're gonna fight top of next year. So that's good. We're gonna have a path to a unification, 3-belt unification with the Ring Magazine. And then Michaela is basically on the outside looking in on this. So maybe she'll get the winner for Undisputed. So we'll see what she got planned, if she can stay busy and find a good name or something like that. I would love to see in the interim, let's see Chantel Cameron move up and fight Michaela Mayer. That's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? Even Alicia Baumgartner moving up to fight Michaela Mayer. She's been talking about fighting a lot of, because she really don't got nothing in her division right now either, Alicia Baumgartner. So she's gonna have to move up to 35, maybe Beatrice Fiera, who's about to fight. You got champions there. Terry Harper, who she already beat. I'm talking about Alicia Baumgartner. Maybe Caroline Dubois. 140, you got Katie Taylor. She at the tail end. Can Alicia get that fight? I'm not sure. You know what I'm saying? Everybody trying to get the Katie Taylor fight on her way out. It's a big bag, and you want to be one of the best. So we'll see. It's possibilities, but yeah, I like this though. Like I said, I like to see fights and cards leading to something. You know what I'm saying? I like to see that. You know what I'm saying? So you got Vidal Riley on this card, one of the McKenna brothers, Jeffries. So should be a solid card. You can catch this December 14th on Peacock. You know what I'm saying? In the US. All right. So the big boy. So I talked about this a couple of weeks ago, but Derek Chisora versus Jarrell B. Baby Miller. This is gonna be a fun fight. February the 8th in the UK is looking like. I love it. I love it. Both guys, they basically in the same type of point of their career in a sense, where maybe one big win can get them a big ass payday. Derek Chisora got a couple of wins in a row. He just beat Joe Joyce. Miller haven't won a fight in a couple of years. It's crazy, right? He got one loss to Dan Dubois last year. He got stopped. And then the fight with Andy Ruiz in August. I thought he did enough to win the fight, but they scored it a draw. So these guys, styles match up. Of course, Miller is the bigger guy. All he do is come forward. Chisora, he's a crafty ass dude. You know what I'm saying? He's been around for a while. He played possum. Then he can walk you around the ring and throw something big out the blue. He got a flair for the dramatic. Like, we like Derek Chisora as boxing fans. He just bring that excitement type shit. So this is gonna be another one. It's gonna be another good fight. I can't wait for this one. February the 8th in the UK. That should be fun. All right, so we got the announcement. The IBF Ring Magazine champion, Jay Abataya. You guys follow the channel and been rocking with me. We've been talking about this for a minute. He's gonna face this IBF mandatory. What's his name? Hussein Sankara. So they're gonna fight January the 8th down in Australia. So it's a hometown fight. So like I said, I like this. When fighters say they want to become undisputed, if you got the IBF title, you gotta fight your mandatory. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of boxing fans won't know who that mandatory is because they're not really versed in that shit like that. So, and they don't want mandatories like this because they never heard of them. The conventional thing is Obataya just fight Zerto. You know what I'm saying? Zerto just fought. He probably ain't gonna be ready. And Zerto got a mandatory as well. And you nailed Dorticos, who took step aside money and got a nice little bag, and he gonna want to cash that in. Now maybe he take another step aside, but to keep your undisputed hopes alive, you gotta fight your mandatories. That's just what it is. I kind of like it because you got mandatories that probably won't get the opportunity to fight for a title, or fighters that won't get an opportunity to fight for titles that we don't know of getting an opportunity. I mean, we see upsets in sports all the time. It may be one sided, it may not. We don't know. But if all the top guys was fighting each other like we want, then those guys will probably have like a 2 to 3 year run and be out the game, and we'll be calling them a bum. You know what I'm saying? Because when you fight top guys, guys on your level, they dishing out the punishment you dishing out, it creates wear and tear. And at the end of the day, with a couple that in with training camps, then guys be out the game before they 35. If we ran their career, that's just how it is. So I like it. I like mandatories too, because we know we're gonna guarantee to see that guy at least 2 times this year. And in this climate and day and age, we don't see champions fight 2 times a year. And Obitaya fight early in the year. If we can get like January and then come back and get a big unification against Zerto or whoever else, the WC champion, then like let's say that's the middle of the year, then we can see him again at the end of the year, so 3 times. So it has its pros and cons. It depends on what side you want, but yeah, I like Obitaya. He's an aggressive southpaw. He get to have his homecoming fight, the same place where I believe where he beat Breeders at. So yeah, I like Obitaya. He bought the smoke. So make sure you guys tap in. January the 8th is on the zone. So yeah. All right, so this one haven't been much rumblings about it, but just a little inside info. We got Angel Leo, the champion. He's at the top, 2 division world champion. He had a highlight reel knockout and maybe a knockout of the year candidate over champion Luis Alberto Lopez. Left hook went crazy. And so he has a mandatory. You got Toko Kameda. Kameda been around for a long time. Challenged for the world title, came up short. Lost eliminators, came back and won eliminators. He got a big backing in Japan. So the way I understand it, Angel Leo, since he beat Lopez, Tyron had an option on him. So he was supposed to come back. Excuse me. He was supposed to come back January the 18th in Albuquerque. And he was probably going to fight Arnold Kogai. That fight. So the reason why that fight not going to happen because Kameda's team, as the mandatory, they was cool with the voluntary, but they was like, you know what? We got a bigger bag over here in Japan. And Leo had to take it. So Leo's going to Japan. This fight will likely happen like in March. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a big event over there because Japanese love their boxing. And this is a fight I favor Leo in. I think his body work and his aggression. I think it'd be cool. Kameda can't fight though. He's not no easy money, and he's fighting at home. So this is basically Kameda's last chance. You feel me? Even though he got a good team, can get him back in position. But this is pretty much one of his last chances. So we're gonna see. This is the featherweight division. You know what I'm saying? We know we got Brandon Figueroa and Stephen Fulton fighting February the 1st, the rematch for the WBC title. Nick Ball he's a WBA champion. I'm not sure when he might come back. I know he just had a title defense. You know what I'm saying? And then WBO, you got Espinoza versus Wabasi coming up next week. Well, December the 7th. So you got shit looking up. And then you got guys like Shushu, Arnold Kogai in the mix. I got Castro. I thought Castro fought well. So you got some solid fighters at featherweight for sure. All right. So we had the deadline for negotiations for Amanda Stanionis and Giasov was this week. These guys reached an agreement. PBC is in control of this fight, similar to what Playo and what happened with Playo and Sandor Martin. So they in control. So Stanios and Giasov, been negotiations. Those guys got history in the amateurs. They fought each other. Giasov was a good amateur coming out of Uzbekistan. Stanios from Lithuania. So yeah, PBC fight. Now, for my money, I feel like this is gonna be on the Tank and Roach undercard. And the way I come up with that shit, because I know this is a PBC fight, but if you look at it for sure, it just kind of makes sense for me. If so, Matchroom was in negotiations with PBC. If PBC proposed some money and a good fight date and a good card, I don't think they can turn it down. And I think what's the biggest card to be on, with the PBC? It's Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think it's on that card. Because why not put it on? Why not put it on the Benavidez Morel card? You know what I'm saying? They probably like the limelight of being under a Tank event. So we're gonna see. And then plus that's a WBA event. You got Tank and Roach. Roach is the WBA champion at 130. They approved that fight. It's big talks about Rayo, the WBA champion, versus Gary Antoine Russell on that card, and then you couple this fight in there with it. Yeah, let's get it. But it's gonna be a good fight, good competitive fight. Giasov can box. His last couple of performances haven't been looking so solid to me. Stanionis, I think, is a better fighter. I love his jab. I think Stanionis got the best jab in welterweight. I do. I know Boots is in there and these other guys. I just think his jab is more consistent. I mean, we seen Boots get started with a good jab against Karen, then he abandoned that shit. Stanionis not going to abandon his jab. He gonna throw that bitch. So it's definitely a fight we need in the welterweight division, so we can kind of get some clarity for this division. If Giasov win, I know Matchroom is hoping Giasov can win. Then that's the opening to make the unification with Boots. But the scheduling and the timing is kind of off. So we're gonna see. And plus, if Stanionis wins, that's the Barrios unification right there. That's an easy in-house fight to make. I'm thinking so. We'll see. They should have an announcement on that. They should be announcing Tank's card. I'm thinking after Thanksgiving, like the first week, maybe the first or second week of like I think they're gonna announce Tank's card at his event before Christmas for sure. This is my thinking. All right, so we got a signing. Lucas Body, he just signed with MVP. He just fought on the Jake Paul and Mike Tyson undercard. He had okay performance. He got the victory, but it's okay. And he was coming off the knockout of the year over H2O. You know what I'm saying? That was crazy. So they're on the same side of the street. Maybe they can do that rematch. I know Body got some world rankings, so maybe they trying to move him in a different direction. Maybe the opportunity to get him a world title. You know what I'm saying? Or get him a good fight. So he's gonna have the biggest platform to showcase his talent on with Jay Paul. They're doing crazy. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's solid signing. I mean, I guess we can see it coming since he fought on the last two cards and he beat one of their top guys in H2O. So yeah, not too bad. All right, Matchroom. And Matchroom has linked up with George Kambosos and the Bella Entertainment. So Kambosos going to start fighting with Matchroom. So he's looking to come back in February in Australia. Coming off a knockout loss to Lomachenko. I mean, a lot of boxing fans don't rate him that high. I really don't rate him that high. I think he's a solid guy. Got a good name. He beat Teofimo. He fought Devin Haney twice. He get more credit for like some of his losses than but he really haven't done nothing. The Maxie Hughes fight, I thought he lost that fight. So really, Kambosos might be like, if we really looking at shit, he might be 0-4, real talk, legitimate 0-4 in his last 4 starts. So yeah, he moved up to 140. So that's an interesting thing. So you can obviously see what they're trying to do. You know what I'm saying? They're going to try to do, if Paro can win that fight against Hitchens, then they're gonna do the Paro Cambosis fight. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're looking towards. If Hitchens win, they can still do the fight, but Hitchens may have to go to Australia. However they work it, we'll see. But Cambosis gonna be in the mix. You know what I'm saying? For sure with the name. So he parlaying his name and beating Teofimo because to me he's like an average fighter. I'm not gonna hold y'all. Even before he got the big fight with Teofimo, he was struggling, and his big wins, he struggled to win those fights. Like I thought Lee Selby beat him, honestly. If he didn't knock down old Mickey Bay late in the fight, I think Mickey Bay had it. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? We'll see. Now his opponent for February. Now I put this shit out on my Twitter. Just fucking around, bro. I be on some other shit sometimes. You know what I'm saying? I be thinking way outside the box. But I asked this dude. I gotta find my tweet, bro, because I tweet so much shit and it should be coming true. And then when it comes true, it just remind me that I said something about it. I be like, oh shit, I did say something about this. So I was looking at the IBF rankings one day, and I was thinking, bro, just randomly, yo, Cambosis, yo, you should fight this guy named. His name is Matthew Germain. He fights in Canada. He like number 12 in the IBF, and I seen the play because I know they was trying to make the Paro fight this year. You know what I'm saying? But the Australian government won't trying to give up that bread. That's why Devin Haney couldn't even really negotiate, even though he probably wanted a high number, but they really didn't get that far because the Australian government got blessed off on that shit in the first place. So I knew it was an opportunity to, for them to try to make that fight next year. So I'm looking at the rankings. So let's see where he at in the rankings and see how they can put him in there. And if he's going to make a debut at 140, it makes sense to go ahead and fight a guy that's ranked already. So Jermaine, he been fighting on the Canada shows. What's his name? Yvon Michel card. He promoted by him. So that's the fight they talking about for Cambosis to have. When I said that shit, I was being for real, but I was just halfway trying to get Cambosis to bite. Because if you follow Cambosis, you know him on Twitter, he gonna like respond to you on some negative shit. Like he like a troll king. He nice with the comebacks, you know what I'm saying? So I was trying to get him to bite. He didn't say nothing. So I don't know. But now it came out that that's gonna be the opponent. So Matthew Germain, that's who he's supposed to fight in February. And they're supposed to have a nice little card with the ladies. Supposed to be Scott Nicholson versus Tierra Brown. We've been waiting for that fight for the longest. That's a WBC mandatory fight at 126. And then we're supposed to get the rematch with Shanika Johnson versus Nina Hughes. So that's the three fights that's supposed to be on that card, headlined by George Cambosis. So we're gonna see. I mean, he got some opportunities at 140. I mean, the Paro fight, if Jack Callebaut can get the title. So I guess it's an okay move. We just don't, as boxing fans, we don't rate Cambosis that high. So it's like, okay. You know what I'm saying? Whatever type of shit. All right. So this one, it kind of shocked some people, but I know I mentioned this shit on my shows, bro. I gotta do better with my damn timestamps and start stamping them hoes, because I talked about this on one of the WBC ranking shows maybe a month ago, maybe 2 months ago. I can't remember. But I know Janabek and Hamza Shiraz was in negotiations for the WBO title. And I know the WBC had ordered this shit, but it was quiet about it. But nevertheless, here's the play. So Janabek and Shiraz had a deadline this week. Shiraz pulled out of that, and they basically announced that they're going to face Carlos Adames next. Pretty much done. They're going to fight February 22nd on the Riyadh season card. It came to a surprise because we thought he was going to fight Janabek. And I was thinking like, yo, you going to fight for one belt instead of two? That's just me thinking, because I feel like he had an opportunity to beat Janabek. But he go the Carlos Adames route. You know what's gonna happen. They're gonna call Shiraz a duck. I already seen it. They call him a duck because Canelo tried to fight him in May. They turned it down. They're gonna call him a duck for that. They're gonna call him a duck for this. To me, I feel like shit. This still a dangerous fight. Carlos Adames ain't no easy win, and he can punch with both hands, and he's a hungry fighter as well. So it's not an easy fight. It's a good fight too. So either way, it's a good fight. So yeah, we'll see. Hamza Shiraz's been on the rise. He's been a good spark in the middleweight division. We need it because this shit been down. Um, Carlos Adames, his last fight with Goucher was like a technical, chess match. Wasn't really nothing crazy. Nothing really happened like that, and he got the decision victory. So we're gonna see February 22nd. They done switched it up. And some people were saying it was Lara. I was told earlier it wasn't Lara. I don't like Lara. He chilling right now. I never heard Spence for Lara either. Um, it might be somebody like Shane Mosley Jr. for Lara while y'all playing. So I don't know. We'll see how this shit how it plays out. Winston Lee, what's good with you, bro? Salute to you. But I like this fight though. It's a good fight. It's a good fight. All right, my last one. So the press conference for Benavidez versus Dave Morrell. Dave Benavidez versus Dave Morrell. This is another fight I can't wait for. I can't wait for it. It's a good one. Light heavyweights. You got Benavidez as the WC interim champion at light heavyweight, and Morrell is the regular champion. So it look like both titles is on the line. So I mean, it's cool. To me, it's cool because it just make the winner. This is the mandatory fighting, and I think like in boxing, like for me, I can't speak for nobody else for sure. Can never do that. But I feel like if you got a champion, right, and the champion he the undisputed champion. He got four mandatories essentially. The mandatory should fight. You know what I'm saying? Should fight. Especially if we ain't never heard of your ass. You know what I'm saying? That's conventional wisdom. That's me thinking, like, okay, we got an IBF, a secure IBF mandatory, like Michael Efer, right? He's the mandatory in the IBF. Nobody want to see him fight Beterbiev. And by the way, that deadline done came and went. So maybe they're working out some negotiations. I don't know. Maybe we're gonna get the rematch with Bivol and Beterbiev. But you will okay if we got that situation. If these two are fighting and they both mandatories, right? In a sense, then why can't the other two mandatories fight? So that would be Michael Efert versus Joshua Buatsi, who is the WO interim, and then kind of eliminate each other until so we can get the rematch with Beterbiev and Bivol, and then you guys can just fight it out. You feel me? And then y'all's definitely the mandatory. But that's just my thinking, and that shit not gonna play like that. But that's just how I think it should do. But this is a great fight. These guys have been going at it, you know what I'm saying, back and forth. I like it. I like the build up. Morrell talking his shit. Benavidez talking his shit. I like it, yo. Now what I don't like is before they was calling Benavidez a duck. And Morrell, he was scared of Morrell. He this and that. And then the narrative done changed. That shit in boxing crazy, bro. That's why we got a lot of power behind this computer. We can speak shit into existence, and we can turn something that ain't nothing into our own narrative. Just because we want to push it that way. But now the narrative is Morrell not ready. You lying to me. You can't talk all this shit and claim to chase him down for 2 years, and y'all fell for the shit that he chased him, calling Benavidez all types of ducks, and nobody wanted to fight Morrell, and now they finally fighting. Now he ain't ready. He got 12 fights. Don't lie to me. You know what I'm saying? Nah, he ready. It's a good fight. It's a good style matchup, I think. I know Morrell been coming forward, letting his hands go as of late, but I know in that bag, that Cuban bag, he got the Cuban style in that bag, and that's what I think gonna come out in this fight. Can he sit there and go blow for blow with Benavidez? He probably can early because he do got. I think Benavidez got the faster hands, but he got respectable hand speed and power. And maybe he gonna try to. And Benavidez is kind of easy to hit when he's squared up, so he's gonna have to take advantage of that. But I'm expecting some Cuban school in this fight because I think once Benavidez feel like he can take the power and he get the Mexican monster shit flowing, you know when Benavidez got his rhythm when he started to switch to southpaw and lead with the left hand. I watch another Benavidez. I know when he's ready, he got his rhythm. He started doing that shit. It's a great fight, man. Don't diminish these guys. Don't diminish these guys. Go back and look at some of your videos that you made, and you calling Benavidez all types of ducks, and Samson is out of control, ducking, and all this shit. Nah, bro, you can't duck somebody and then go fight them. Even if the fight is at 75, it's cool. Look. This fight, it started getting real. If y'all pay attention, right? This fight started getting real when they put Morrell on the pay-per-view undercard. That's when shit started getting real. If y'all pay attention to what the PBC and their model and what they do, when guys are about to gear up for a big fight, they put them on pay-per-view. Trying to tell y'all, look at Pitbull Cruz, Fundora, Rayo, even the Edward, what's his name? Eduardo Ramirez, who's about to fight on ProBox. I don't know how many fights he had on the PBC pay-per-view. Once they start putting guys on pay-per-view, Lamont Roach fought on the PBC pay-per-view last year. Look what he got. So I think the fans need to tighten up. These content creators need to tighten up on their knowledge and shit, and stop going for the low-hanging fruit, calling people duck, and you don't really understand what's going on. That should be hurting boxing more than the fighters to me, because it's like we know what it is. We just want to spin a narrative and not make it like what it is. We want to make it to what we think. Bro, we already know what time it is. If you guys look a little bit deeper, then you can see all this shit. And it's hard to debunk it too, especially when it comes from somebody like me who tapped in like that. But nevertheless, though, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. This is gonna be a good one. Now, this is a fight. I think Benavidez gonna have to make some adjustments as well. You know what I'm saying? I think so. If Morrell decide to use some lateral movement and box a little bit, and because we seen, now listen, I'm just saying, as a smart fighter, we seen what Caleb Plant was able to do when he boxed and moved just a little bit. He was up in that fight. And then a body shot happened, and he tried to sit down a little bit. So will Morrell kind of come out boxing, or we gonna come out banging? If he come out banging and he get into that fight, I'm taking Benavidez. But if he come out boxing and then switching it up, boxing and then getting in there and getting trading shots and getting his shit off, and then get back to the stick and boxing using his Cuban school, I think Morrell can win the fight. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Undercard, you got we got Figueroa versus Fulton for the WBC title. It's a good fight. It's at 126 pounds. I like it because I feel like both guys kind of outgrew 122. For sure. I know Fulton coming off the knockout loss to Inoue, and he ain't really looked that good against Castro. I'm just gonna be honest. But we've seen guys can turn that shit around. You know what I'm saying? If you're smart enough, you have a great camp, you can turn it around. But I do feel like in the way he fought Figueroa the first fight, he can't do that in this fight. I think he a little bit diminished. He got dropped. He got hurt a couple times in that Castro fight. Figueroa, he's a guy that can be all up in your chest, awkward. I think his body is going to adjust. Been adjusting. He been at 26 for a couple of fights. It's going to adjust real well for him. So yeah, bro, that's a good fight. I like it. Pitbull Cruz facing Angel Ferreira. Ferreira fights at 140. He coming off a loss to Santiago. Now, this fight to me is just a fight. It's just an exciting fight for the fans. Pitbull Cruz is a solid. People like Pitbull Cruz. He's facing a guy that's going to fight with him. You know what I'm saying? Another Mexican. Fiera can fight though. He can fight. He's not a trash fighter. He came into prominence like during Ring City during the pandemic, and he been having some good fights on Matchroom. They was trying to get him. They was trying to steer him to Andy Cruz, but he moved up to 140, and he lost his last fight to Santiago outboxed him. But Figueroa had some close calls too. He fought at home. So this fight on the card to me is not so much. I don't know. It's kind of a get back fight for. It's kind of like a high level tune up. If you guys feel me, for Pitbull, get him back in position. Because Pitbull, he one of the favorites over there too. And then you got Jesus Ramos versus Jason Rosario. So this is like this fight right here. The way it came about was um, Ramos was waiting for the Jamel Charlo fight. You know what I'm saying? He won't gonna get it this early. He won't gonna get it until like the spring or the summer or some shit. And he didn't want to wait. So you stay active. You go outside your comfort zone just a little bit. He about to test the waters at 160, but definitely keeping the options open to go back to 154, which I think he can do some business there. You're facing Rosario that's faded, and if you look at the PBC game blueprint, they, you know what I'm saying, they do this all the time. A former world champion, he just fought Jerry Hurd. They fought to a draw. He didn't look terrible in that fight, even though we can tell he's done. But he didn't look like completely washed. And some people thought he beat Jerry Hurd in that fight, and both of those guys are diminished. So he got an opportunity to fight on a pay-per-view card, earn some money. And this is a kind of another showcase and a reminder to Jason Rosario for Jesus Ramos, he's facing a common opponent of Jamel Charlo. And I know Rosario is faded, but they're gonna be pushing. What I'm talking about is what they're gonna be saying on the telecast. If y'all listen to the broadcast, that's what they're gonna sell. Jason Rosario, former unified champion, beat J-Rock. He been in the ring with Lubin. Look, both guys got comparison fights with Lubin. So at 154, the PBC have their guys fight each other. If you go back through your own history, everybody done fought each other, damn near. You know what I'm saying? Jesus Ramos fought Lubin. Lubin fought Rosario. Rosario fought Charlo. You know what I'm saying? Lubin fought Rosario. It's like that. Now they're just doing another round robin, and you got a guy like Rosario who is available at 160 because he can't make 54. And then you got the young guy going up who's probably going to fill in at 160 because he's a big guy, rehydrate a lot. So, yeah, that's what it is. I know people shit on these cards, but I'm always glass half full. You know what I'm saying? I'm with it. I'm with all that shit. Because, yes, sir. So that's all for the news and notes. If you guys got any questions, feel free. If don't, I'm about to close it out. But I feel like a lot of this stuff, though, I know the pay-per-view model, though, it is crazy. There's a lot of pay-per-views, and that shit is crazy. I think they should lower the price for sure, or just irregardless, though, we still gonna watch, and we're gonna find a way to tap in with it. We boxing fans, whether you stealing it or you actually buying the pay-per-view. So I don't understand why people get mad at these cards anymore. If you know you're not gonna buy it. Like the ones who complaining about this shit the most don't buy pay-per-views. That shit is crazy to me. Is they changing the way we can steal the fights? You know what I'm saying? They got Geo Block on that shit. So I don't know, but it is what it is to me. It's boxing at the end of the day. This is what's been happening forever, and ain't nobody real trying to. It's changing that shit. We don't have enough people to say, all right, listen, these pay-per-views too high. Don't pay for them hoes, and not even don't look. Let's go a step farther. Let's not pay for them, but let's not steal them either. Let's not even give it no light. Let's not talk about it on my show. Let's not put it on my website. Let's not have 3-hour discussions about a card that we hate. Don't even cover that shit. Don't cover it. Don't retweet it. Don't do nothing. You get enough boxing fans, hardcore boxing fans, not to fuck with it. Then let's see if it hurt the pockets. But it would never stop. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna keep doing it because why? we still paying for it. We still gonna watch it. We still gonna talk about it. We still gonna have shows about Benavidez and Morrell. We hate this card. Why these guys fighting? Morrell's only 12-0. He ain't ready. He this and that. It depends on the narrative you're trying to push. And it's crazy because a lot of supporters of these guys, these channels, they believe that shit without doing their own research. I always say, bro, you listen to me. I appreciate it. I appreciate the support, but go do your research too, bro. Like, take my word for it, then go take your word for it too. Make sure it's 100, because hey, I'm not perfect. I'm not perfect at all. I try to be on point with everything. With everything, like anything I drop, I try to be on point because I don't want to confuse the fans, and I hate having to going back. I'm gonna say, man, I was wrong, bro. I fucked that up. But I do it. I don't have no problem with it, but I don't want to even get there. If I can get it right, let's get it right. You know what I'm saying? You're not gonna be perfect though. So yeah, that shit gonna always be there. As far as like pay-per-views and people not liking the card, that's the first thing they say. Man, I hate this. This card is trash. Is this and that. But you talking about it. I don't know, bro. I'm just from, like, I understand you gotta get your views up and you gotta talk about the popular shit. That's cool. It just goes against my kind of morals and values, I guess. If I don't fuck with something and I don't deem that shit as important, I don't talk about. Now, some of the shit I talk about, it may not be important, but for what I'm doing, it just like trying to be like an insider. Somebody called me an underground boxing insider. I like that shit. Salute to them for that, because I do be on the underground, and I'm one of those guys. Like, I put out a lot of shit, but you can always hit me up behind the scene. My shit scrolling across all the time. Hey, real talk, a lot of people don't be hitting me up like you think. A lot of promoters and managers and shit, not like people like that. Whatever. I'm normally dropping shit to a lot of guys, but so that's what I'm saying. Like, I like to be like kind of transparent, that you can talk to me. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these guys that put out information, like really boxing. So let me explain some shit how I used to be. Right when I first came into this shit, I found out some information. I put it out. I put it out first or whatever, and then somebody else would come behind it and say the same thing I said. And I used to get mad about that shit, but now I don't. And the reason why is I took a different perspective of it. I'm like, you know what? I know they didn't know this shit first. It's okay. But at least they repeating it and recycling it. Now they're going to get out the real shit. So instead of saying, that's mine, because it's not your news. Everybody gets something from somebody. You know what I'm saying? Everybody get a source from somebody if they want to get a source. I just try to separate myself because I find out and put more shit together than a lot of people do. Like, based on the rankings, based on how I see people moving, my projections, I got a good keen sense of what's going on. So I that's why I kind of separate myself. So I don't get mad at that shit no more. Like, I cover the rankings like a motherfucker, right? I'm like the only one that tapped into that. That's why I started it back in 2020. I'm looking around and see who talking about the rankings. Nope, he ain't. He don't know about the rankings. He don't even know he rated. All right, bet. I'm going to create a lane where I talk about the rankings and break it all the way down. That way I can keep memory of what happened last month, what happened this month, what might be in play, whatever, right? That's my lane. Now I see a bunch of people doing that shit. I love it. It don't hurt me. It don't affect me, because I think it's cool when people putting out real information in a space where narratives gotta get pushed, or instead of looking at it this way, we're gonna look at it this way because we don't fuck with him. And in that space, that shit confuses fans, because people they respect your knowledge and what you bring to the table. They think that they take it for facts and they use their own narrative. So but they make they use that for their own shit. So it's all good though. I like it though. If you see something that I do on my Twitter, or you listen to me, take that shit, bro. It's yours. I don't care no more. I used to be like that because I wanted the attention. Me. But now it's like, I grew. You know what I'm saying? I grew in this shit. Like, all right, bro, you had that shit, bro. It's yours. Take it. Because as long as you put out the real shit, that's the good shit right there. The real, no lying, no making up shit. You know what I'm saying? The real shit. He said the boxing encyclopedia, Wikipedia. Appreciate you, bro. I appreciate you, man. So I think that's important in this space. Like it depends what you want to do. If I wanted to have my brand and go crazy with the views and shit, I know how to do it. I know what to do it. My thing is with that, and I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I like my little small ass channel. I love it. You know what I'm saying? I love it. I don't want no trolls. I don't want them. I don't want none. And some of the shit that you gotta do, you're gonna get trolls because there's more trolls, there's more people that don't like you listening than people that's rocking with you. In a sense, you gonna always have people that rocking with you, but see, my content push trolls away. My content push trolls away. When they come over here, if I remember I did a title about Deontay Wilder one time, a couple years ago. There was all types of motherfuckers in here. I was like, what the hell? Oh, he's a bomb, windmill Wilder, blah blah blah. This, that. He want to have a baby, all type of shit. Then when I switched that shit and started talking about the rankings, motherfuckers was dipping out. Niggas was gone. So my content is not geared towards a fighter and have to talk about that shit. It's about putting out that news. I think it was the truth on Marlon and Trey's Triller nights. Yeah, bro. I tried to, you know what I'm saying? That shit was helping my boxing knowledge for sure. I was trying to get my boxing knowledge sharp. Yeah, for sure. I remember them nights. So yeah, it's all good though. So we close it out November. You know what I'm saying? The last 2 weeks, well, this week, this past week, and then next week, there's not a lot of boxing. You know what I'm saying? So we got Sunday Edwards and Goliath fight next week. We got the return of Callum Smith, and that's basically it for next week. You know what I'm saying? And it gets like that around Thanksgiving and Christmas or whatever. It's not really a lot of boxing, not gonna be a lot of shows. But December the 7th, bro, y'all go look at y'all calendar, and this me thinking, everybody and their mama got a card December the 7th. That shit about to go crazy. So whatever you miss or you've been lacking, if you complain about, oh, we don't got no fights, oh, we don't got this, we don't got that, December the 7th, we're gonna have everything you need. And all you want too, because it's a lot of shit, bro. We got Navarrete versus Valdez, that top ranked card. Robesi versus Espinoza, the rematch. So 2 good rematches. Well, I see the rematch with Navarrete and Valdez. I think it's gonna be better because I think Valdez is gonna make some adjustments. And Navarrete looked like some bullshit his last fight, and he come back to 130. So we gotta factor that in. So we got that card. We got Hitchens versus Paro that night in Puerto Rico. We got a cruiserweight title fight, WBC interim title fight with Peralta versus Rosicky, the rematch. We got Manuel Char versus Pulev. I think that's on the zone for the WBA regular. Yo, it's a lot of shit, bro. I can't wait to break that shit down. There's so many fights that day. I feel like motherfuckers, I don't know, is it a holiday or something? Because everybody got a fight date on the 7th. I think they got a Pro Box card. It's a lot of shit. We're gonna break it down for sure. Let me see what's going on this week, purse bid wise. I think we have a purse bid with Charlie Edwards for the IBF this week on the 26th. There's really nothing going on crazy. You can still keep, a lot of people talking about Keyshawn and Tank Davis for sure. Gotta talk about Tank. Keyshawn, Tank, whatever. Keyshawn is clout chasing. You know what I'm saying? Tank is clout chasing. Everybody in boxing clout chasing. Go Carissa Shields and shit. Carissa Shields gonna always be polarizing. You know what I'm saying? I get where she coming from. Do I agree? No, but I get where she coming from. But then at the end of the day, I just feel like I don't know. She's just gonna, I don't know. The filter. I guess having the proper filter, it comes off crazy because she said it. I bet you, I guarantee you, bro. If let me see, let me pick a random fight. If Chantel Cameron would have came out and said the same thing Carissa said, y'all would be like, whatever. What's she talking about? She just want to fight Katie Taylor. Y'all wouldn't even trip. that's just how it is. Like if Keyshawn call out Tank and and we know his plans to fight for the WBO, he clout chasing and we're gonna rock with the video. We're gonna go crazy. I ain't seen that one video about Andy Cruz. Andy Cruz clout chase Keyshawn did the same shit, and his shit is worse because he beat him 4 times and calling him out, and he got pushed to call him out. You know what I'm saying? Somebody sicked him on Keyshawn. Coach Kenny sicked him on him. He had a fight date in the works January 25th since like October, top of October. I think I told people this shit, but nobody came out with that shit. So that's what I'm saying. Energy not the same. Now my thing is, I like the energy. Like, yeah, you can talk about everything. I'm not telling nobody what to do though. That's your own shit. But it just to me, I lose interest. Just me, because you're not keeping it against everybody. Because Tank clout chase the hell out of Jake Paul. You know what I'm saying? He not getting that fight. You know what I'm saying? Not now. Maybe when he retire and go on the exhibition circuit. Yeah, he can get that shit. But he ain't gonna get that fight with a guy that outweigh him by what, 60, 70 pounds, 80 pounds. Shit, 90 pounds. He was like 230 for this fight. Tank is 230, 135. So you know what I'm saying? He called him out to get the honor back for Mike Tyson type shit. That's clout chase. Nobody going crazy over there. Every boxer clout chase. That's what builds the sport. That's what drives content. When people call each other out. You know what I'm saying? Like when you go back to Keyshawn's clout chasing Tank, I do believe that he did, but I'm not mad at it, and I would accept it. Because he gonna fight for the WBO title, and y'all was trying to get Tank to fight Baranchyk. I do remember some people talking about, man, we was panicking because we couldn't find a Tank fight date. You know what he should do? Fight Baranchyk. Fuck it, unify the division. So you got that in mind. You can't go back off that. Now if Keyshawn go get that. Okay, now, what's the problem is? So his clout chasing is cool because he fighting for a title, and if Tank still his intention still to unify the division like he said last year or this year, then that's what's up. Clout chase and make fights. Shit, Holyfield clout chase the hell out of Mike Tyson. Clout chased him so much he fought all his past opponents. Quick Tillers, Pinklin Thomas, whoever else. You know what I'm saying? Buster Douglas. When he moved up to heavyweight, he wanted to fight all Tyson's past opponents. That not clout chasing? He could have fought other heavyweights. So, and that builds for big fights. You know what I'm saying? So I don't see the issue. What the problem? I don't see the problem. It's just, look, I don't fuck with Keyshawn. So whatever he do, I'm gonna accentuate that. I don't fuck with Shakur. I don't fuck with Devin Haney. So Devin Haney might do the same thing another fighter did by going champion recess. You know what I'm saying? We're not gonna kill that other one. Like Jamal Charlo is champion recess. We ain't gonna. Oh no, Ray Vargas. Yo, Ray Vargas turned down Brandon Figueroa, his mandatory, and went champion in recess. Not a peep, not a video, not a short, not a clip, not a nothing on that. Devin Haney do it. Yo, we on his head. I think he should have kept his belt because, listen, the WBC not in won't so much in a hurry to order. To have the fight with Playo versus Sando Martin, because that fight been done since August, and we still don't got a fight date. But they probably gonna fight on Tank's undercard in March. So the fight was done in August, basically August, September, and those guys ain't fighting until March. They not in no hurry to strip nobody. So I feel like Devin Haney can be like, I think he kind of rushed that shit because he chose to become champion in recess. He could have been like, bro, give me 3 months to get my shit together with this Ryan Garcia shit. I'm gonna fight him, but give me some time, right? Because they already paid Sandor Martin $300K step aside money. He stepped aside twice, so they knew he was gonna get his opportunity. That's the thing I didn't like. That's the only thing I didn't like about that situation with Devin Haney and the WBC, because they knew this guy was the mandatory. He stepped aside for Regis. He stepped aside for Ryan Garcia. And y'all paid them bread, so you knew what was coming. Don't act all shocked and why are they ordering so quick? Because you knew this shit, bro. So that's the shit I don't fuck with. But all champion recesses are not created equal. Yeah, I ain't saying shit about Ray Vargas. Ray Vargas, y'all. Ray Vargas got that gift fight with Nick Ball, and they've been working on Figueroa forever. And he was like, you know what, fuck it, I don't want to fight him. I'm gonna go champion recess. Nobody going crazy over him. So that's what I'm saying, bro. I like the energy to be the same. Whether even if you don't go so crazy, mention that shit, because this is what happens when we put that shit in the atmosphere. Then we have the supporters that's listening. They go take that shit as 100, and then they'll try to go somewhere else and try to argue your narrative to somebody else, or trying to talk about it to somebody else, and they think it's real. So it kind of defeats your purposes when you kind of debating or you're talking about boxing in general. When you say, "Well, he did this, and look at him, but then somebody else do it, you don't got nothing for it." It's the same shit. Like boxing, it's just at different levels, right? If somebody can do some shit the heavyweight division that's been done at 130, and nobody gonna say nothing about it, and nobody gonna say shit about what happened at 130. But the heavyweight division, we're gonna go crazy because that's the glamour division. But I like this shit to just be even. Talk the shit about all of it. You know what I'm saying? Talk that shit about all of it. Especially you in this content space, and we know boxing. I mean, that's not even a question. We know boxing. Some, you know what I'm saying? For the most part, we know boxing, so we know what's going on. But some of the shit, like the Keyshawn shit, bro, that shit should be great. Look, I'm telling you, like I said this before. If I'm a hardcore Tank fan, I'm happy. I got me a dance partner that's gonna talk some shit, and he's a young up and coming guy that's doing this thing. And we can do some business down the line. I'm not mad at the call. These guys be mad at the call outs. Then the fans are mad. You know what I'm saying? Bro, I love it. Call these dudes out, bro. That's how you gonna get your fight. Because the promoter, look, because see, the thing is, promoter got the plan for you. They're gonna say you're gonna fight this guy, whatever. This is what they see for you. If you call out the fighter and you say you create a mandate for it, like, listen, I call him out. Look at the response. Look at all these videos. 10K. Look at that. I done got 100K for my call out. Look at my clip. And that's when the promoters be like, you know what? You're right. Fuck it. Let's try to make it. Even though they don't think you're gonna win, it might not be their plan, but they can switch it up. If they don't, like, that's how you know who they value and who they don't. Because if they value you, they're probably, hey, nah, go this route. We're gonna make that fight, but we're gonna do it on our terms. If they don't value, they'll throw your ass in there. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. That's just my personal shit. I like the energy to be the same. I like when I go listen to these guys, these content creators, boxing and shit, when they keep that shit funky all the way across. I like that shit, bro, because it's no narrative. Like, and you can still do that shit and support your favorite guy. You know what I'm saying? It just be so one-sided, and the chat be in that bitch cheerleading. Yeah, that should be funny as hell. So it's like, I don't know. It's all good though, for real. I just love that everybody talking about boxing at the end of the day, because That's what it is, and we get all the news we get it from Twitter. We get a lot of news from Twitter, but like long form, people breaking down fights, talking about fights. Everybody got their different styles. That's good, yo, for sure. Never knock that shit. That shit is good, and everybody got different viewpoints on. So it's like if you're a Tank Davis fan, you know where to go. If you against Tank, you know where to go. If you UK base, they got UK, Dominican, Puerto Rican fan bases. Black, everybody. I don't know if they got like a white YouTube channel that just focus on white fighters. I don't know, maybe, but sure they got to go crazy with Caleb Plant. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's dope because boxing is definitely ethnic. You know what I'm saying? Everybody love boxing, and it's from all different backgrounds. So yeah, it's cool. But y'all know where to come when y'all want that real shit. Y'all know y'all gonna get that. Look, I be doing my research like a mug, and I know a lot of people hit me up behind the scenes and ask me questions and shit like that. If I don't know, I'm telling you, I will tell you I don't know, bro. Quick, but I'm gonna go find out. I go find out, and I'll hit you back later when I get the information too. Yo, just give me some time. You know what I'm saying? Work, family, all that shit. But yeah, give me some time. I got you. Um, I always pride myself on that too. So we good to go. So yeah, I want to salute everybody coming through the building, man. I appreciate you guys coming through. Um, I'll be back for sure. I got the WBO rankings that just came out. We might do a double hitter today. I'm thinking about it. We got I'm gonna preview next week fights. There's not a lot of shit going on, but I definitely want to talk about that Sonny Edwards and U5 fight. And then whatever news and notes we have, we're definitely gonna talk about it for sure. And we're gonna keep it pushing. So I want to salute everybody coming through the building. If you haven't hit the like button, make sure you do that. If you haven't subscribed, make sure you do that as well. You can follow me on my social media. Hit me up on Twitter, bro. I've been on Twitter crazy. Instagram, I'll be on Instagram, but not so much. DM me on Instagram, ldoesboxing.com. I'm about to update the schedule for next week. It ain't gonna be nothing too crazy. Couple of notes though. Just while it's fresh on my mind before I close out. We got the WBC convention coming up the first week of December. So I'm always interested in that. We find out information about fights and who get ordered. So that's from the 18th. No, that's from December the 8th to the 14th. And then right behind that, you got the WBA convention. And that's from the 12th to the 17th. So, you know what I'm saying? You know, I like to be tapped in with the rankings and sanction buyers and shit. So I just want to throw that out there. But yeah, salute to everybody coming to the building. That's my time, and I'm out.